All right, good morning. We are 3 minutes late. Good morning, Mr. Frank. How are you? Let's kick off here. Let's kick off here. Good morning, Mr. Christian. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. So let's quickly do our analysis here. This was the areas we were waiting for yesterday. We had a trade on the buys, which came back and stopped us on break even before coming back to this zone again, closed above, and this CPI continued in our direction, right? So it's respected what we were looking at yesterday. See how we came back in that zone, our no trade zone, but we rejected there, continued up because we saw that the trend yesterday was going to be bullish, irrespective of the news. So the news actually still obeyed our analysis. So let's remove everything here today and know where we are and what we're going to be doing here today. So let's go back on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, gold has broken the previous weekly highs and is sitting at this resistance, at this support at 1811 area, on the weekly time frame. They made a high from the news yesterday at 1825. So let's still keep this area here as an interest because we are not going to ignore that, this area here. So I'm going to be very quick with this analysis now so that we can catch up with time. So now let's go on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, the daily have closed above this recent resistance to the left hand side, which is where we have the second rejection at on the weekly time frame. We also closed above this area here on the daily time frame. So let's adjust this on the daily. So we've closed above here on the daily time frame. Let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours, we have from the news yesterday, we have a rejection here. So let's adjust this based on this. And we'll have a support up there on the 4 hours time frame. Let's change the color as usual. We'll have this area. Let's adjust this to this area. Yes. This resistance here, this area here, I'm thinking of what to do if I want to cancel it out. I'll see, but let's still leave it there since it's the 4 hours. Let's go on the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, price made a high from the news, came down, is creating a demand area here. So we'll have our support sitting down here and we'll have our resistance up there. So I think if we close above, we could retest the highs. On the 30 minutes time frame, we'll have to this area on the 30 minutes time frame. So the highs from this rejection here, it's about 80 pips. We'll have an 80 pips move to retest the highs that we've made for us to continue, because yesterday the CPI data was bad for the US dollar, which caused gold to move up, right? So we have 80 pips move here. So our trade on gold, we'll have to wait for buys above this area here. I think it's very simple here today. Okay, buys above on closure. So if we have candles closing above here on gold, we'll look at how we could take our entry from there. So for sales measuring this range from here is about 40 pips. Okay, we could do that. So our sales on gold disclosure for us to correct the news. Sales below and closure. So inside here is our no trade range for gold. We are not touching gold here. There are no trade range. So let's wait for gold to close above here or close below here for us to actually know what we want to do. So let's go to GJ. Let's go to GJ. GJ dropped from where we wanted a sell from, right? The moment this candle closed, CPI came down, push price to the downside, right? I had a sell yesterday on GJ too, but off the stream. This candle was on this candle here, so we'll see what we can do today. So let's remove all analysis here. Let's do a fresh start on GJ. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. So GJ on the weekly rejected this resistance that we've tried to move across yesterday. The news came down. The news was the rejection, so we are currently sitting in this area, which is also an area of rejection. So let's keep an eye on this area. Let's go down to the daily time frame. We are 20 minutes to the 7 a.m. candle, which we've seen volume from. So on the daily time frame, we'll have the most recent resistance at 168,800 area, or let's say 169,000 area, and this daily close back inside this range. We have this support at 166,194, the daily time frame, even though they will have this rejection inside this range. So let's put this here, because this yellow one is a weekly rejection. Here is also the weekly rejection, so let's not ignore that. Let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. So on the 4 hours time frame, this is the daily rejection. This will have the most recent support on the 4 hours. So let's change the color here as usual. This is the 4 hours support that will form there, and we'll have the most recent resistance also in this area here. So for GJ, I usually buy GJ and sell GJ based on what the 4 hours time frame is doing. So looking at GJ here, I think if you close above here on the smaller time frames, it will continue up, and if we close below here, we'll continue down to fill the support here, right? So let's keep our buys. So we'll go down to identify these buys above. Buys above on closure, and this is our no trade range. Okay, let's identify this no trade range on the smaller time frames first. So this is our sales below on closure too. We are looking on the 4 hours right here. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, on the 1 hour time frame, we're looking positive